Rennie Samuel, female member on the executive of the Grenada Football Association, with specific responsibility of helping to develop women's football in Grenada, is accusing the recently embattled and reinstated president, Chenny Joseph, of victimization, among other things. This, as a planned trip to a women's conference in Mexico, was dashed, she said, without explanation.
Sometime in December last year, FIFA would have sent correspondence to the General Secretary, through the Secretariat, proposing a women's conference in Mexico. The conference basically is to develop ways to strengthen, women's football. The information was sent to the General Secretariat, and then it was forwarded to me. I read it to its entirety, and I saw the specific request, the request in the General Secretary and the head of the women representative, the head of the women's football in Grenada.
Samuel came to the office of the GBN earlier today disappointed with a late order from Joseph putting a stop to her trip to Mexico. She said she was replaced by two males.
The two persons who Mr. Joseph selected on his own are two members of staff who are male. The conference in Mexico, as specifically highlighted by FIFA, is a women's conference culminating Women's International Day. So all these events, culminates at Mexico, where women is expected to network and to hopefully build each other and to see what we as women in football could take away from the entire situation.
Samuel was one of 5 executive members of the GFA who voted to oust Joseph from his position as president of the GFA recently. She told GBN that she is concerned about the impact Joseph's decisions could have on other upcoming activities.
We do not need a rocket scientist to figure out, if it would be easy or not working with Mr. Joseph. Of course, it will be difficult and it will be challenging, of course, because there are other, conferences coming up. There are other, we have a women's committee. We have to meet. We have to plan. If there's this level of resistance and lack of support, and barrier in working to help improve women's football, how can it be possible to work to help improve women's football?
Samuel claimed that even though the decision was made by Joseph, it was not made in provision with the statutes of the GFA.
In both the 2010 GFA statutes and the 2016 edition, both under areas of authority, does not give Mr. Joseph such power to handpick whom he wants. He could recommend, according to the statutes, he has the authority to recommend, but ultimately the approval must come from the executive body.
When contacted on Samuel's claims, Joseph opted not to comment, saying the small talk is not helping football in Grenada. Cherry and Blackman Stephen, GBN News.